for supporting your girl. I greatly appreciate that supports me by liking, sharing, and subscribing. I ask that you continue to tap in. I pray that I said something to you in your life that helped you somewhere, wherever you are on your journey in this crazy world. Don't ever be scared to be yourself, collective. When you find yourself being isolated for being different, make your own lane. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I am Shay, the Dual Alchemist. I am your dual nature being, and I come to you cultures, religions, texts, studies in different areas, so on and so forth. The reason why I call myself No, ma'am. The reason why I call myself Shade the Dual Alchemist is because I tap into the light and dark sides of myself. Remember, neither one is good nor inherently good nor bad. It all depends on how we use it. A lot of the times, a lot of people consider or like to equate their dark sides to bad, but in all actuality, it is no more than the hurt parts of us, the traumatized parts of us, the parts that we try to hide from the world and to keep ourselves from being vulnerable, so we won't get used, mistreated, hurt, and or harmed, especially if you have been dispositioned with that in your life early on or later on. It doesn't matter, or it does matter, but nonetheless, I teach people it's okay to embrace our dark natures, because once we admit that the dark natures are there, we can then face them head on, whatever it may be. So then we become more control of our dark natures, okay? And we do this by sometimes shared experiences. Like, I always feel like something is in my eye, like trying, somebody may be doing a weird vision spell, but blocked. Access is denied. Anyways, it's always, we do this through shared experiences, right? And even through the energetic reads, when I pick up on people's energy, I learn something from the energy that I pick up on, even if it's a karmic read. So if you are new to the channel, just stick around. You may find me very unorthodox, very eccentric, maybe very hippie like. Sometimes a little bitchy, but nonetheless, all the messages that I give out are truly downloads from the divine, and I give them out with truth, clarity, peace, and as much clarity and positive energy as I can. So today is our Mindful Mondays, and you know what? I had forgot about our Spirit Junkie deck, right? So I was like, let me tap into the Spirit Junkie deck. We will start with mindful messages, and we will look at the focal points of this week, what we should focus on, the areas that we may need to nurture a little bit more, whatever that may be. If it's a chakra, it'll be a chakra system. If it's an idea or thought form, it will be that. I am whatever I'm divinely guided to do or give out or make the focus of my area of study and or healing. That's what I will do. And also, collective, be mindful that whatever messages that I do give out to you or pieces of advice based strictly and solely off of opinion, I actually take my own advice. See, a lot of people like to give out advice and don't adhere to their own advice and don't apply it to their lives. But the things that I do tell you guys, strictly from the point of view, let's say that I am a good companion or friend or an associate to have. I actually do the work. I actually apply these things to my life. These are the things that what I have found to work for me and what doesn't work for me. Be mindful. What works for me does not mean that it is going to work for you. I give you an information based it solely as like ground zero to give you an area, something to build off of, so that you may. Some people don't have a starting point, really, and especially when we're talking about the spiritual path. Ma'am, you were in the room. You can go back there in the room. We over here trying to get sick, but I rebuke the spirit and stronghold of sickness, illness, and any type of numbness, body pains, flus, COVID, viruses, stomach bugs, viruses, all variations of such. We do not do that over here. In this household, we do not get sick. So I denounce the spirit and stronghold of illness, sickness, and all variations of such. Ashe, so motive be. I declare dominion over those things and I render them powerless and useless. So let's get some messages from the Spirit Junkie deck. I like this deck. The deck has a lot of beautiful messages that come out of it. This is the deck, Spirit Junkie, and I got it mainly for myself. And I've started this thing now where I give these to my children. I'll pick a couple out for them for the morning times when they're headed off to school. And so I mean, they just flying out like crazy. So I guess we're gonna take them collective. My daughter said she likes those. So sometimes with this deck, when you being all affectionate with them, and you try to express love. That's how teenagers are, especially teenagers. The babies, not so much. They like kisses and hugs still. So I love that. I embrace that. I enjoy that, and I pray that it lasts forever. But for the teenagers, they're in this stage where they love the kisses and hugs and stuff, but they then got to this age where it's like, ew, it's icky. I'm too old for that. Like, no, you're not. So these mindful messages and the spirit junkie messages, I like to take them out and give my older children maybe three of these a piece, and have them read them out loud to me. And I then affirm to them what the card is telling them about them. I want my children to know that they are great in all their ways, even their errors, even their flaws. That they are great in all their ways. That they never have to do too much to make me happy or make me embrace them as my children or see love in them or give them love. It just is. And that's how I am with my children. That's how I am with people. And that's how it will forever be. Now, there are times when I am very strict and stern, but nonetheless, I do it from a place of love, truth, passion, and kindness. Okay. I'm a very nurturing being. And so I want to be of service to people who have never had that. And I know that unfortunately, that's a double edged sword. It's a gift and a curse for me to be like that, because a lot of people will embrace me and a lot of people will shun away from me, or they will attack me, because my nurturing, healing energy and affection is an affectionate passion and approach is it's a bit too much for people sometimes, collective. And I do realize that. I really try to approach people very delicately when it comes to that, because I think the experience of me and the way that I love and the way that I nurture and the way that I have compassion and the way that I listen and the way that I am just a listening ear. I can be the bestest friend, the bestest girlfriend, the bestest, wife, whatever, even though I've never been a wife. Look, anyways, I think I try to approach people so delicately with that. Like, I can be the experience of me, my true nature, my true authentic self of who I am. In that text, it can be a lot for people who aren't used to it. Like, people really think like, oh, you got an ulterior motive. Really? No. I just think that people are worthy of love. I think people are worthy of care and compassion and empathy. I think people are worthy to be seen for who they are, not as the world would want them to be. I think people deserve grace. I think people deserve kindness, goodness. I think people deserve happiness and smiles. Okay. And like I said, that for me, that's a gift and a curse for me. And that's a gift. It's a double edged sword for people too, because people really, really run away from that. People really think I have an ulterior motive. And simply just do not. I just am. Okay. So I like to start off our Mondays with mindful messages to get us through the week. Somebody may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. Like I said, I woke up. It's not that I'm not feeling too good. When you're getting the pre-diagnosis or the pre-symptoms of trying to get sick, but baby, I do not. So I like to give out mindful messages to help people through their weeks, to help uplift people, however it may be. And some people will take it with a grain of salt, some people will overlook it, and some it may be very helpful to someone that needs to hear it today. So that's what I'm here to do, Mindful Mondays. And also, let's be mindful, wink, pun intended. Okay, let's be mindful that today will also be considered a Method Mondays. And on Method Mondays, not only will I do mindful messages during the early day. Let's say that because I don't like the word morning. But I will also introduce different parts of methods. People can use all the methods. They can use some of them. You can pick and choose, take some out, add some in, whatever you feel like works for you. I um I literally sit here and I compose these methods based off of things that I do for myself, and I give them out to the collective. And I won't make them too extensive because I don't feel like everything should be free. And I'm not trying to be mean. That's just the truth. That's just the God honest truth of the matter. Nonetheless, Method Mondays. So we'll do that in a couple of hours after I go out and I get and do some healing in the sunlight. That's how I heal, in the sun. If anybody would like to know. So I'm not worried about anybody trying to stop me from ever being able to indulge in the sun. When I get sick, I go out into the sunlight, and that is how I heal, in the sun and when I sleep. Okay. So the first mindful message from the Spirit Junkie Deck Collective is I am in sync with the flow of life. This is talking about being in alignment, knowing that wherever you are at this current moment, it's where you're supposed to be. If you're in a not so great position or place in your life and you don't like it, find something to be grateful for. One small thing, anything. Find this message. Find this spirit junkie message, something to be grateful for. Find something, the smallest thing to be grateful for, wherever you are in your life. And I know people are going through rough and hard times. Like, how can you say that when a person is or a person is that? Baby, you will be surprised at how many people find something to honor and be grateful for and appreciative of when they have nothing. Okay. So surely that if you aren't in the best place in your life, have everything that you want, remember there is someone less fortunate than you are that found something to be grateful for. So surely we, having more than they have, we can find something, anything, the smallest of things to be grateful and appreciative of. When we get into the energy of gratitude and appreciation, other doors open, other things come to us. It also opens our eyes to other things that we are grateful for and appreciative of that we may have overlooked. So never forget that. That's how we get ourselves in alignment no matter where we are. So this card says, I am in sync with the flow of life. Life happens, shit happens in life. Remember that. This is about rolling with the punches. Even in your worst times, find something to be grateful for. And I know that's easier said than done. I know that's easier said than done. But man, um, you know, like today, I'm gonna say what I'm grateful for, okay? I am grateful that I'm clean and sober. Okay. I'm grateful that I'm no longer in a state of fear. I'm grateful that I went through the stages of grief and all the grief that I went through. I'm grateful for the ego death. I'm grateful for the trials and tribulations. I'm grateful for my children, as annoying as they may be. I'm grateful for the hurt, the pain, all of it. You know why I'm grateful for those things? Because I'm a living testament that you can't make it through any fucking thing. And I'm grateful to be alive through all those things, to be able to show people in the collective who may be where I was and show you that you can come out of it. And I'm grateful that God chose me to be the one to go through those things, to sit here before you and tell you that you can, as living proof. Don't pay attention to how I look, because I was fucked up last year. The year before that, I was fucked up. I was in a terrible place. But today, how I look, people would never believe that I went through what I went through. So I am living proof that we can make it through any and all things. Okay. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as my way to get closer to love. So even in this being said, in a lot of Tibetan and Buddhist teachings, they say embracing the feeling at that very moment. This very moment is your very teacher. Instead of us shying away from the things that we fear, right? Like we could fear having a life of lack. That could be fearful, but also embracing those emotions, not trying to shy away from them, but actually sitting in the energy of fear to try and really figure out what is it that we truly fear. Why do we fear these things, right? What is this doing for me? Why has this emotion come up? And what can I do to fight or overcome that particular emotion, especially when it comes to fear? Fear is the opposite of love, not hate, not anger, fear. Fear has the equivalent negative, let's say this negative high vibrational effect on our lives, just like love does. Okay. Elevations, good people. So I cherish every cell in my body. Oh, we funny. Dude, I just did a whole I just wrote a whole, what would I want to call it? Not even a lecture. You know, I don't like to lecture people. I wrote a whole talk about sales. We're going to talk about sales variables and timelines, your life and where you are, where we all are, and why things are the way that they are. I know I'll lose a couple of people, but you know, your girl be excited about stuff like that. But I cherish every cell in my body. Don't forget that you, as as the bigger organism, you have so many smaller organisms within you that count on the overall vitality and health of your life. Your life expectancy. A lot of people don't really think about it like that, but I'll think of all the things inside of our bodies, the cells, the DNA, the organs, the muscles, the tissue, the brain, the electrical currents and pulses and telomeres and, you know, stem cells and all kinds of shit like that. All those things are literally dependent on how we keep our body, the vitality. You said, can I ask questions? Maybe later we'll do a Q&A. Okay? Jane. Well, I don't know if that's how you say it, but totally probably botched that. But my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. My genuine desire. I believe I'm worthy of feeling good. How you feel on the outside is how you feel on the inside. Remember that, collective. And then we have self-worth at the top of the deck. Self-worth says, I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. You know, maybe one collective is compassion. Type of person. People think that they're gonna come around me and they're gonna see something different than what you see right here, right now on my lives, on my videos. Child, I'm exactly like this. I'm exactly me. Who I show you and appear to be and claim to be, I am exactly that. No falsehoods, false narratives, no what do you know? Wearing masks. I don't have to have a fake identity or a false sense of self. I have gotten rid of that. You know, it's the disingenuousness. It's a sickness and an illness in itself to be someone other than yourself. But granted, some people don't know. Um, they don't know themselves. And that's another reason why I'm here to help people, teach people how to know who they are, learn themselves, find themselves, how to remove obstacles, people, places, things, environments, situations, and external factors that hinder them from knowing themselves, learning themselves, and or healing themselves. Okay. And again, I can only give you the information. It's up to you to do your own research. Never follow my only word or hang on to my own word. I just simply give people the information, and it is up to you to research these things and make up your own assumptions as you want and apply it to your life as you see fit. And it's up to you to do your healing. No one can do it for you, right? The information is always out there. We just need to be strong and courageous enough in order to go searching for said information and knowledge. Okay, it's nothing more than in a life than wasting away, not having knowledge, not actually researching. And everybody may not agree with that, and that's strictly in my opinion. Compassion is my compass. I am willing to hold space for the experience of others. I'm such a wuss. Oh my God. I'm such a freaking wuss. That for me, I find a beauty in it all. But that for me it has been almost to a detriment. My compassion, my love, the way I care. It has been almost been to a detriment. That's because, I used to have this savior complex. I have to be compassionate and loving towards the most wounded animals, and maybe then that they'll heal. Maybe they'll love me back the same, or maybe at least if they don't love me the same, they'll find love within themselves. I found that people just use. I had to have some of the most humbling experiences, being loving and compassionate and caring and empathetic and so giving and so open arms and stuff. I had to find boundaries within myself, but that was only through the humbling experience of not using my discernment and realizing that everyone does not deserve my compassion. We would like to think that everyone deserves love, care, compassion, goodness, truth, honor, respects, and stuff, but it just simply is not, because those people we can't give to people what they don't give themselves. Okay. And so I did that almost to a fault, almost to my own destruction. But in those humbling experiences, I just learned how to cut it on and off, use it willingly, and who to give it to. Also, how to eliminate the people that did not honor, cherish the type of energy that I come in. So, and we're gonna make this a quick one, collective, because I got a root chakra here. We have root chakra. This may need to be one or all or some of you your focus chakra for the week. We're going to see how many other. The root chakra, its number is 1. This is our base chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane. See, a lot of people aren't secure within themselves. It's probably because they have an imbalanced root chakra. For people that are into like chakras and meditations and frequencies, or things that deal with the chakra systems or the different parts of the body, a lot of people aren't stable within themselves because they 9 times out of 10 have an imbalanced root chakra. Okay. The root chakra also grounds us in who we are. It grounds us to the earth and to nature and to all that there is, but it grounds us within ourselves. It grounds our energy to allow our energy a base, like a ground wire when you routing amps and subwoofers and stuff like that. That ground wire would be considered like the root chakra. Isn't it typically, it has like red wiring or red plastic coloring around it? So I only watch them put it together. I don't know, but it stimulates our passion and supports our sense of security on the physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. So we're talking about grounding here. We're talking about stability within ourselves. We're talking about security, how we feel secure, why we feel secure, why we feel insecure. 9 times out of 10, there are a lot of insecurities. A lot of people, a lot of you may need to work on your root chakra. And we're not gonna go into the trauma of those, but no, ma'am, because I already cleaned all the glass, so you can put that wax and the paper towels back. What are you trying to clean? Do you want to tell a kid, no, don't clean that? You don't need to clean that, even though you cleaned it, but she has the stuff. So do I just be like, yeah, go ahead and clean it? Or, you don't want to discourage them from cleaning. I surely don't. Like, cleanliness is next to godliness. Okay. Yes. What are you trying to clean with that Windex and stuff, ma'am? I've already cleaned the mirrors. I cleaned the glass. What are you gonna clean? That's fine. Just give it a couple of squirts and that's fine. She says she's going to clean the glass table. So, well, whatever. Give me more. What are we looking at as far as we have Earth here. I'm not taking nothing in the reverse. This is Mindful Mondays. Nothing is in the reverse. All energy is starting from an upstanding point, an uplifting point, collective. Okay. We have Earth. We have the root chakra and Earth. So a lot of grounding energy here. Of course, there's the new moon coming up on the 21st. So a lot of us may need to focus on balancing out and protecting our root chakras, as well as activating the root chakras and getting grounded. Okay. Getting grounded in this new moon energy. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother. Ashe to the great mother, Gaia, Tiamat, Iya, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. No disrespects. I didn't mean to forget you and call you out and Ashe you. Sorry, y'all. And do live on her. She does provide a lot for us and sustain us in our everyday lives by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our natures. Whatever she is, we are. We are fashioned. They said God fashioned us from the clay, the dirt, the earth. So everything that she is, we are. We ourselves, we honor her. We honor her, we honor ourselves, okay? Fertility is here, beautiful grounding energy. So root chakra, this could be a lot of pregnancy, new ideas. Also, you may have a lot of good ideas, but you may seem like you're all over the place. I know I find myself like that quite often. But the reason why you may find yourself all over the place with these ideas, or you can't seem to find a common ground to bring them all together, is because you may not be grounded. Again, root chakra and earth star chakra. If anybody is interested in the higher chakras, we have an earth star chakra. We have a soul star chakra. We actually have a ground base chakra that is at our feet. So, fertility. Okay. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. But we can't really allow these things to grow and really truly express the true nature of ourselves within if we aren't grounded, if we aren't stable, if we aren't secure within ourselves. So there's a lot of grounding here, and you may have a new profoundness. You may have been on your spiritual journey for quite some time or just now beginning, and you've had a breakthrough, a major breakthrough, but you just don't know where to go from there. This would be the particular area or time where you would want to get yourself very grounded into the earth and by your root chakra. Child, just give me a second. It's probably closed. That's why. Sometimes you got to twist the nozzle. There is one sticking out. We will take it. Discernment. I think discernment is going to be very important this coming up, especially discernment when knowing when people, places, or things are coming around you to uproot you. When they say uproot, that means to cause an imbalance in your grounding, uproot you where you are not grounded or centered at all. This is about distribution of energy within us, especially if you've had a profound breakthrough and awareness, a spiritual awakening. Grounding is extremely important, especially with this new coming moon, the energy that comes along with that portal. Okay. So using your discernment, it's hard to use our discernment when we're not grounded in the stability and safety, security of ourselves. Okay. So discernment says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us. That's what I said. From a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom, right? So knowing what external factors, forces, and sources affect you when it comes to you being rooted in who you are, stable in who you are, sure, safe, secure in whom you are, whom you've decided that you can and will be. And there are external forces that know this about you before you even do, and they will try to come around and they will try to steal the energy of that groundedness from the root chakra, from your earth star, okay? So they can stabilize themselves. We have coherence here. Coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind. And see, and we're talking about heart and mind, it's important for us to be grounded. Those are very powerful energetic frequencies and centers. So we definitely need to be grounded. And let's say that you've been on your path and now you're ready to actually open your heart and operate from your heart chakra. That is a powerful energy. Okay. This is why I say I try to approach people very delicately because I know that the way that I love it is intense. It has been powerful. Sometimes it's too much for people. Sometimes people love it, and sometimes people hate and envy it. Sometimes people will run away from it. Sometimes people will want to dissect it and study it and experiment on it. Sometimes people will want it for themselves and try to destroy it and take it, you know? So the heart chakra, the energy that comes from the heart center is very, very powerful. So maybe you are a person who has been afraid to be vulnerable and love again or love for the first time because of all the people that love their stuff. But you will be safe if you ground, if you stabilize your root chakra and get grounded within yourself. This will open you up to discernment on who to give your love to. We have coherence here. So we have discernment and coherence, y'all, when it comes to your heart space, when it comes to your energy, who to disperse it to, who to allow around you to indulge and partake in your energy. That's going to be very important. And grounding is going to be the basis of this all. Okay. All these things are going to come together. They are going to be cohesive together. The earth, the fertility, discernment, and coherence is all going to be stabilized and come together. But this week, a lot of us may need to focus on our root chakra grounding and our self security and safety first. And then the rest will follow. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Let's get one more. Yes. It's too early for cake slices. They did not. They've been coughing, so I was not going to send them to school around other people's kids and stuff to be coughing and hacking and stuff. So, you know what? I clean, but I clean, right? And I clean a lot. But when anybody in my house gets sick, I be feeling like I just need to like fucking disinfect everything, the baseboards, the walls, the cracks, the crevices, everything needs to be bleached down and bruh, like bleach, pine sol, disinfectant. Like I do that for everything. Let somebody oh no, and it's more than one of y'all. And now oh hell no. We damn near when people get sick in my house, I damn near be wanting to just fucking disintegrate the whole damn house and start over. I do not like illnesses. I'm telling you, I do not like sick. Colds, cough, all that shit. Nuh-uh, we finna get over that. We're finna do, and you know, I take measures to make sure that my children don't keep playing with me, bro. Do not keep playing with me. Do not keep playing with me. Are you fake coughing, bro? You if you don't go put some socks on your damn feet, socks now. Top drawer, they're already made it. Child, I be feeling like Granny, like, why ain't there no socks on your feet? First thing, look, first time that a kid cough or get sick, I look at their feet. You got no socks on your damn feet. That's another thing, root chakra. If you're feeling very sick, also, a download that I'm getting right now. If you may be feeling sick or under the weather, this may be an indicator to an imbalanced root chakra. Now I know with children we can't really like, but you can play root chakra frequency music in your house on your TVs, on speakers, on your I don't know what you guys have, but on your radios, whatever, and you can play it in a medium at a medium kilter throughout your house, and that may help. You don't have to, but of course, I look at excuse me, I'll say. But I look at natural remedies before anything. But like I said, I like to be like prepared. So my children, the ones that can take echinacea, they take echinacea and they take other stuff that are immune system builders, especially during this season. So whenever one gets a little cough, man, break out the pine sol, break out the bleach, break out the disinfectant, open all the windows, the doors, the everything, turn on the fans. Is that a bit of dust right there? Oh, hell no. That has to go. That's probably the reason why you're sick. No, but we know that, when kids are at school about this time, they start bringing home the sick at school. Ugh, that's too many. Too many. Why am I having Alicia Keys, my first teenage love affair? Yeah, excuse the boobs, but it's early, so ain't nothing funny. You cough again, and I'm putting your ass in quarantine in one of those rooms. Let me get one more for the collective. Mindful messages, beautiful things, beautiful energy for us to dive in and indulge in, look into, balance, tap deeper into. So I'll just know that the moment I start feeling sick, I am going to bathe in the sunlight all day today. I'm telling you. You better quit fake coughing, girl, for you. I'll put you on punishment. She think that shit funny. It's not. Sitting up over there talking about, no, I am laughing, but obviously. You're laughing. Over there talking about authority. Bro, weird ass. Authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. No, you're gonna stay your ass up out of that chair. Stop swinging around in that chair. Before you gonna swing around all them germs that in your mouth. As you swing around, you're gonna spin around all those germs, and then they're gonna fling everywhere. So, collective. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. Go ahead and claim it. Even if you started off on the wrong side of the bed, it started off kind of crappy. Go ahead and claim a beautiful and abundant week full of joy, happiness, love, all the things that you want, good and bad. You indulging in the beautiful things of your life, you getting grounded and taking control of your life, however that may be. Go ahead and claim it for the week. Ashe, so motive be, especially for this new moon energy. Do it ahead of time. So, best thing to be is prepared, especially with this new moon. We know people be weird on the moon cycles and stuff, like might as well prepare ourselves because they've been preparing themselves since 3 months ago. Okay, so we're gonna do some mindful messages. We've already got our spirit junkie messages. We have got our, let me see, our sacred activations to focus on different areas. Now, the spirit junkie messages, you guys can take these things and say these things to yourself. If you play the video back to the beginning, when I start pulling the spirit junkie messages, if you are trying to get grounding and focus on your root chakra and get grounded or instill security within yourself, okay, self-security equals self-validation. But if you are trying to instill self-security within yourself, you may need to be a person that writes down affirmations such as these. If you don't know where to start, or a lot of them sound corny, you can use some of these spirit junkie messages from the beginning of the video. You may want to stand in the mirror and say these things to yourself at the beginning of your day, and before you go to work, before you even start your day. Whatever you need to do, that where you may want to listen to healing frequencies and codes. By the way, I have another channel that is up where I have composition of a lot of different healing frequency music that I have put together myself, no copying. And it's to help anybody who is open to the idea. You can look in the community tab for the link to my other channel. Like I said, strictly healing codes and frequencies, where I focus on different areas. It may be a different effect, a different emotion. Not everyone will like them, but I have one that does focus solely on the root chakra. I have one that focuses on the lower chakras, root, sacral, and solar plexus. All these things are vital to be grounded in, but you can have an abundance of energy, high energy, like I do right now. No coffee yet. I can imagine how I'm gonna be for the rest of the day when I drink this cup of coffee. Get grounded. That's why I be all over the place, because those are times that I need to get grounded in this energy. So if you're feeling a little bit like that, you found this newfound high vibrational energy and shit, and you're feeling good, and you just don't know what to do with it, and people looking at you like you kind of crazy, and looking at yourself like, yeah, I'm kind of crazy. Like, what am I doing? I'm all over the place. You may need to get grounded. Hello. This is what it looks like when you have a lot of high vibrational energy, especially from the heart chakra, especially from the upper chakras, and you need to take control, authority, and restabilizing your energy and being able to distribute it in a positive, in a better, useful manner for all of your body. Okay, not just for one day, for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month. Grounding, root chakra. Focus on the root chakra here. I'm almost done, ma'am. Just give me a second, because I think at this point you just want to do it. Ew, that face. Let's see. Mindful messages, Holy Spirit, divine. Let's get the collective messages for those that need to hear it. I know Mondays are always, especially for those that go and work a 9 to 5, We have expensive. Okay, I wanted to make sure it didn't say expensive. I mean, expansion. But, anyways, expansive. Every day I am learning new things and expanding into my highest potential. So, collective, you could be the energy of where you're learning something new, a newfound part of yourself. And it's very exciting. The adrenaline rush from that, because this is adrenaline rush right here. But it's natural, but you may be very excited about something that you found, a new part of yourself, a new something about yourself that you may have discovered that you didn't know about yourself. Those things are exciting, especially when you never knew it was there, especially when you never knew you had the potential in certain things, and then you discover that you're great at that, or that's a part of you. You get super excited. The energy is hella high, but you don't know how to distribute it in a proper manner, and you probably tie yourself out from being overly. We're talking about a proper distribution of your newfound high vibrational positive energy, collective, especially for the week. We want to distribute it, get ourselves grounded, and then be able to distribute the energy where it lasts throughout the week. I'm gonna give you a math question in a minute. Can I even be mad at her? I can't. She likes math. It's not my strongest suit, but she likes math. So hey, give me a math equation. Fine. What's one cough plus another cough? It's two sick ass people. Ma'am, just let me do that, and don't flip upside down in the chair. Doing our best. Again, don't forget to learn how to be in an energy of gratitude or appreciation, even especially of yourself. Remember, you're always doing your best. You woke up today, you move forward, you put on those clothes, you cleaned up, you went to work, you made breakfast, you got kids off to school. You're doing your best. Don't ever discredit or discount what you are doing, even if it's little. Don't say that it's not enough, because it's definitely enough, because sometimes we just don't feel like it. We don't give ourselves enough credit. Truly, honestly, I don't give myself enough credit. You know what? My confirmation to me doing enough is my children being in a happy, clean, safe, high vibrational environment. That'd be my confirmation. Like, I be real down on myself. Like, I don't think I'm doing enough. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I didn't go enough places. I didn't do enough. And Sometimes I need the confirmation of just looking at them and knowing that they are proof enough that I'm at least doing something right. And I find myself in the energy appreciation and gratitude for that if I can. You gonna change my name? I'm gonna change my name too, girl. Don't worry. No, child, I don't want that name. Okay, let me finish this. I got like 5 more minutes, okay? Please and thank you. Doing our best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. Society has taught us such a fucked up way for those of you that are like older, mid, late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s. Society has taught us so fucked up. You know, like we've been groomed to think that um accomplishments and achievements, they always have to show in the material realm or physical realm. We are very seldomly taught that accomplishments, true accomplishments and achievements are within. And so we really miss out on the best part of ourselves, on the best part of our lives, because we have not been taught that doing the inner healing, that's a fucking huge accomplishment. We've not been taught that. We've not been taught that we have to have the money, the clothes, the new cars, the great credit, the biggest, baddest house with the most expensive furniture. We have not been taught that those things don't equate to true accomplishment. Yeah, there are accomplishments on what we do in the physical realm. But on the inside, from trying to get all those things, we are fucking exhausted and tired and overworked and overwhelmed and underappreciated and undervalued and unnoticed. And society does not teach us that we need to be on this part. I'm going to say be boastful about your inner healing. Be boastful that last year you lacked confidence and self-esteem and you were a pushover and a fucking rug or a doormat that people walked all over. And today you did the inner healing and you have boundaries where you're confident in yourself. You actually give yourself pats on the backs and fucking self-love and hugs, and you tell yourself you appreciate you. That's a grand accomplishment to me. I don't give a damn what people say. Oh, she don't have this, she don't have that. Like, do not care. Because what I have on the inside of me, or the work that I've done on the inside of me, it will always manifest into the physical realm. My inner work will always speak for itself by manifesting outside of me. Healthy choices for me are boundaries. My inner healing work is boundaries, telling people no, cutting people off, disconnecting from what no longer serves me. And to many people be like, well, that's not such of a big of a deal. It surely is when we live in a world and society full of people, places, and things that lack boundaries and respect for self and for others, that lacks love and compassion. It surely does. So doing the inner healing work, baby, that's a big accomplishment. Never forget that. Never, collective, never forget that. Telling yourself that you are doing your best, whether you achieved all your errands, your goals for today or the week, telling yourself that you're doing your best. This is inner healing work. This is self-respect. This is a part of you getting grounded within your own security of self. This is an accomplishment. You know how many people don't look at themselves in the mirror or say out loud to themselves when they're having a shitty day, I'm doing my best. We're not taught that, or we have gotten away from that. We're going to get back to that though. My own energy. See what I mean? I love being there for friends and family while staying true to myself. I don't let others' energy or mood affect my own. To help a friend in a hole, I don't need to jump in the hole with to do extending ourselves. Especially when we're in this energy, we've done our best with everything that we can do. And people expect for us to help them, give them a helping hand all the time, but they never acknowledge how far we've come. I don't know where you are, collective, but where I am in my life, I don't lend out helping hands. You simply listen. And this ain't to be mean. This is me being selfish in my healing. There is a such thing, and that is a positive thing. Be selfish in your healing. That's a big boundary. People love to come around you when you've done the healing for yourself, when you actually come out of a rut, when you're actually not down on yourself, when you actually are trying. It don't matter if you haven't made all the best decisions today, yesterday, it doesn't matter. But you've done the work and you actually acknowledge to yourself that you've done your best. The energy that comes from that is high. And there are people that will be around you, that will come around you, who know that you have this energy. Don't underrate that energy. Don't underrate the energy that comes from telling yourself you do your best, from grounding in your security of self, telling yourself you're doing the best. Don't underrate that. Don't underrate it. Because the moment that you're doing good and you actually feel good about yourself, what happens? Here come that family member, that friend, that partner, that homie, that coworker. They want to come around you with a problem, always with a complaint. Baby, stay the fuck away from me. Just so I don't give helping hands to people like that. If every time I'm around you, you have a complaint, you don't know nothing but complaints and negativity and rumors and talking about people, like, and people love to come around you with that type of energy when they see that you are being proud of yourself. Pay attention to that type of stuff. We do have, y'all, discernment. Discernment here. Pay attention to your energy and who comes around when you're feeling good about yourself. And pay attention to who doesn't come around when you're feeling bad about yourself. Okay? Coherence is here. Authority, taking control of your life. You can't control others, but you can control who's around you and how they fucking affect you. And if you can't control that for whatever reason, you need to get to the masterminds of the master plans of your mind and start figuring out how you can lessen the blow of negative people, places, and things around you. Like if it's a job environment and it's negative as fuck, and you go to work with a high vibrational energy, feeling good about yourself, and you get around that one co-worker, boss, or manager, and they just always negative, always yelling, always screaming, always never telling you you're doing anything right. Hey, some of those things we cannot control, but this is another reason why it's important to get grounded in our energy. So people like that can't really affect us. Also, the root with the root chakra and the grounding, this is the beginning of the strength of your protective shield when it comes to your energy. Being grounded in yourself. Knowing that if you come around the negative ass boss or coworker or just a negative work environment, you're still being grounded. It allows you to be like, that's just them. It really does. It allows you to disconnect, use your discernment, like, damn, this is a negative work environment, but that's them. Maybe I'll go do something else, work in a different area if I can. But it also protectively, if you can't, and you work like close hands on or close knit to people, shoulder to shoulder, then there are ways. There are ways, and it will still affect you. I cannot lie. But as you continue to practice grounding your energy, those things will not affect you as much. Maybe I'll walk away from a negative person so quick, like, ugh, why are you always complaining? I don't like that, bro. I cannot stand being around people. All they do is complain. I know people don't know better. But if I can't get away from that person, I am skilled in the art of redirecting people's feelings and emotions. Trust and believe me. Trust and believe me. And I can use it negatively and positively. Don't get me wrong, okay? When they come around stuff and I feel my mood being affected and taking dips, I'll be like, yeah, but well, what you do? I try to redirect their attention onto something they may like. If I know they like a particular thing, or maybe a music or a song, put that on, or I'll say something positive about myself and then ask them, to tell me something else positive about themselves, or what happened with this. If they told me they were set to go out and have a good time or do this, I'll redirect the energy to a more positive thing. I'm not doing that negative energy. I can't. Ugh, stifling. I'm enough negativity to myself sometimes. I don't need other people to be negative around me, affecting my energy. I truly don't. And collective, don't let people overstep your boundaries by being the negative force in your life. Let's get some more mindful messages, please, and thank you. I just heard seldom they hear, rarely they do. I don't know who quote that is. Seldom they hear, rarely they do. Do like as in applying. Coherence. Conscious focus. What I focus on, I attract more of, starting with today. I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking or thinking of. This includes people, places, or things. I will do more of the things that bring me joy and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. And then we have coming my way. Unique opportunities align with my desires, present themselves to me. I attract all that I need to make my dreams a reality. Being in the energy of gratitude and appreciation attracts a lot. Okay. So, collective, that's going to be the end of Mindful Monday messages. And of course, as I promised, we will be back. As you know, I've been getting slow starts. The seasons are changing. So, I don't have no dishes to wash or anything. So, I don't know. But like I said, I'm going to bleach down the whole entire freaking house. But wherever you are, collective, be mindful of your energy and how it feels around certain people, places, and things, and take control of your life by taking control of your energy and the people that you allow into it and the people that you allow to partake into it. And as I always like to say, define yourself. Don't let this world define you. Define yourself like I define me, because I am your girl, Shay, the dual alchemist, your dual nature being, coming to you from a place of love, compassion, kindness, and uprightness, with an open heart and compassion for all, to be of service to those who need me. And I'm gonna see y'all back on the next one. It's time for me to get my day started. Cup of coffee time. Okay. Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.